And welcome. This is Rocky Romero with Peers on Demand, and it's just my pleasure today to introduce to you Dan LeFave. Dan, welcome, and glad to have you here.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you, Rocky.
Let's get started. I wonder if you could share a little bit about yourself and your business.
Certainly. Well, my business is it's all business coaching, and I am the Prepare for Success coach. And basically, what that means is I help entrepreneurs prepare for success by shifting from being disorganized and to systematized in a few steps. And I've been doing that for many years, and it's just a natural talent of mine.
So maybe you could share a story of somebody that's received tremendous value by working with you. What would that be?
Certainly. Well, I was working with a gentleman, and him and his brother and father were operating an auto detailing business. And he came to me because they hadn't been able to break the seven-figure mark in their business, and that was a big deal for them. Anyway, we started working on his business, and we organized things in such a way that in a few years' time he would have the business that he wanted. And so we built a snapshot of a 3-year, a business in 3 years, and then I compared that against his current reality, and we started looking at the different factors. And there was one core thing that came out. I said, "Who isn't here in 3 years?" And he said there was 2 people. And I said, "Okay, let's get to work." And that was some anxiety on his part, because there's a lot of history and there's relationships and habits. And then he didn't know how to start, but I just said, you know what are they doing now that you don't like? And we made a note of that. And then I said, okay, what would you rather have? And that was just the starting point. Within a few months, he had one person get a real estate license and leave, and the other person wasn't a good fit, and he ended up letting them go. He gave them the opportunity, but I don't know if you know the statement, how people do anything is how they do everything. So, we had that conversation, and I said, you can give him a chance, but, a few weeks from now, let's look and see if there's any change. So ultimately, he did break the 7-figure mark, which he absolutely wanted to. He got the right people. He actually got one person to take 2 positions, which was totally awesome. And then the ultimate change, the ultimate transformation, because I work on their mindset, and as I think you appreciate, Rocky, our mindset is the starting point of everything. It's our thoughts, our words matter so much. So with Brad, he took to heart what I suggested to him. He started a morning success ritual and all sorts of practices that made him stronger, more energetic, but also he showed me before and after picture. And just know that, we were meeting online, so I didn't see him in person all the time, but he showed me a before picture of him and an after picture with his shirt off. And I'm like, well, what's this? And he goes, I took off 36 pounds. And this is a guy in his 30s. And so very open and very motivated. And that was the key to our success. But, 36 pounds. So we arranged mental furniture as well as his business. He got more energy. He got more focus. He changed his physiology. And so there was a number of things happened. His relationships got better, his health got better, and his business. And that's what I do. I do a holistic coaching approach. But everybody comes to me for money and business, and that's what they get. But I always give them what they need.
That's exciting. That's also encouraging, Dan. So just so we're clear, maybe you could say a little bit more as to who your ideal client might be.
Certainly. Well, my ideal client is a small to medium-sized business owner, and these are folks that are looking to scale to at least $1 million or more in their business, and they just don't know how. They're actually 3 different personalities. If you've studied the E-Myth, there's the entrepreneur, the manager, and the technician. And oftentimes people are technicians. They're their own employees. And unfortunately, that's what I have to help them break through. And so my job is to help them see the broader perspective and work on their business, not so much in it, because that's where people get caught. And so my ideal client is somebody who's been working in their business, they've had success, but they just don't know how to break through to the next level of growth. And I think of it as being their better selves. What's a better version of themselves? And so that's my task, and I take it wholeheartedly. I don't work with anybody who's not motivated enough or has enough pain to get going, because the desire matters. And so it has to be a symbiotic relationship, and that's the approach that I take.
Absolutely, fully agree with you, Dan. So I'm curious, there's a lot of businesses, a lot of people would love to be able to work with you. What's the best way to reach you?
Well, I think the easiest way and the best way is to find me on LinkedIn. I think most business owners are on LinkedIn. I'm on there a lot. I'm publishing articles and posts and communicating with folks regularly. And my profile pretty much tells you everything about me that you need to know, and more. So I think that's the best option. And if you want to pop over to my website, you can as well, danlefave.com. Check me out on LinkedIn, and if you want to communicate there, that's the best place to connect.
Well, Dan, thank you so much for this time. I really appreciate getting to know you a little bit better, and certainly look forward to expanding our relationship. Thank you again.
Thank you, Rocky. Appreciate it.